Hi YouTube, we are ranking every single, every single horror game based off of how scary they are. Not how good they are, how scary they are. So with that being said, I'm making a rule that we're only gonna include like 2 maximum per franchise. So 2 games maximum per franchise. So we're gonna pick the 2 scare, like Silent Hill has like 11 games, Resident Evil has like 24 games. So like with Resident Evil, for example, you know, you gotta put RE7 there, and then choosing your second one's like a little tough. But we're gonna loosely follow that rule. Like we have some categories called like one extremely scary segment. Well, come on, Village has the House Beneviento with the baby. That's got a really scary segment. And on top of that, you can say the same thing with the DLC as well. The DLC has the puppets in the exact same segment, so both work. I will do this with chat because I know we can all come to everyone in chat and everyone in the comments on YouTube and everyone in YouTube chat, Twitch chat, we can all come to 100% agreement on like every single one of these games with no quarrels or qualms whatsoever, right? So, yeah, this is a big list to tackle. So should we just get Resident Evil and Silent Hill out of the way? Resident Evil Village, like I said, we'll do the one extremely scary segment. It's got the baby part, it's got the puppet part, same section, different DLC. And then the other Resident Evil game that has to go in S tier. Now let me explain something. A lot of you guys have heard me say this in the past, but if you're new here, Resident Evil 7, lights off, headset, midnight, like VR headset, no spoilers. You don't know Jack exists. You don't even know who Ethan is. You don't know Mia. You don't even know about the Baker house. If you go into RE7, no spoilers, it is legitimately one of the scariest games of all time with a VR headset on. But as I've said before, you know, sometimes people go into this game, they have the lights bright, the music muted, they're playing their own music over the game. You know, obviously it's not scary, but if you do have the headset on and you're doing it like intended, it's one of the scariest games ever made. I don't think there's an argument to be made about that. So 2 Resident Evil games, and let's move on to Silent Hill. So I think we can agree. Shit, I was hoping this wasn't here, but guys, I hate that this is here. Listen, I know it's just a demo, but it's here. It's here. It's on the list. I have to put it. And guys, it's known to be like this, like PT. This is a scariest games list. It isn't like, it isn't best games of all time. It isn't any, it's just the thing that'll scare you the most. Okay. It's what's going to scare you. Like you're going to play it and be scared. That's what this tier list is. PT, in terms of its scariness, one of the scariest games ever made. And then the second game for Silent Hill. What do you guys think is the second most scary Silent Hill? Honestly, I'm thinking maybe 4. 4 or 3, I'd say. It's either 3 or 4. 1, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are so close. Actually, I think 2 is the least scary of the first 4. Am I crazy? You know what, guys? I shit all over Silent Hill 4 The Room for 2 YouTube videos in a row. We gotta give it props, okay? Let's put it in the pretty scary. It's pretty scary. It's not, I don't think it's one of the scariest games ever made, but it's pretty scary. You might dribble your pants. You might dribble your pants. What do you think? Might dribble your pants? Might dribble your pants. Why is PT scary? That is a great question. Ask the entire internet. They'll tell you. Not me, though. Okay. Look at how much of the list Resident Evil takes up. But Resident Evil, if we need to, we'll come back to Resident Evil later. But to be fair, I think 7 and Village are easily the scariest. Well, Village with that one segment. But other than that, it's very hard to pick a scary Resident Evil. Probably, I'd say probably HD Remaster, if I were to put another one on the list. All right, Visage. This is a good one. So I think Visage is actually pretty scary, in my opinion. I played Visage. So if you're new here, I don't really get scared easily. I played a lot of these games, as you're gonna find out. But I think Visage is pretty scary. I'd say the first chapter is like the scariest. The first chapter with the grandma, and like you're just getting used to the game. It's basically like a spiritual successor to PT if you've never played it. So Visage is like chapter based, where every chapter will have like a different mystery or different killer. And the first chapter is about a granny, and it's terrifying. Like, the most terrified I was about the stuff that wasn't happening. Like Visage, it's just about the atmosphere. Like, it's always so quiet and like these little sounds happening. Visage does scares very well, I think. But near the end of the game, it sort of falls off with its scary stuff, but I think it's pretty scary. That's why I didn't put it in scariest. So next up, Echoes of Living isn't out. Carrier sucks and isn't scary at all. Martian Gothic. This has every game, and I've sadly played a lot of these. I'll pick out ones I think could go on the list. Let's take Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis. I don't think, okay, when Dino Crisis came out, it wasn't that scary. Or sorry, it was extremely scary. I thought Dino Crisis, when it came out, was way scarier than Resident Evil. Like way scarier. But nowadays, like going back and playing it, I think the build up to the first Raptor is scary. Like, you know, or not the first Raptor, but the second time you see dinosaurs at the game is really scary. And I'd say for the at least one scary part, it has a legendary part in the game. If you guys probably already know what I'm gonna say, but the T-Rex head smashing through the window, that is one of the best scary parts in any game. I love that. That's iconic. Madison. This game was pretty scary. It wasn't as scary as Visage, but I thought Madison was scary. So for those who don't know, this is like an indie game, and it's like Visage. It tried to be similar to Visage. And it was pretty scary. Now, is it a good game? That's debatable, but it was a scary game. Not much else to say about Madison. Let's pick out a good one. Cold Fear is not scary. Deep Fear. Extermination. Oh yeah, Clock Tower game. Let's say the scariest Clock Tower game. Would you guys say is Clock Tower 1 for PS1 or Haunting Ground? I mean, we could do them both. I'll do Haunting Ground. I don't know about Haunting Ground. I don't think it's very scary. At all, really. For sure, Ray. 100%. You know what? It's just hitting me, guys. I'm just gonna do the good games. Like 1/16 of this list. Because there's way too many games. I'll pick the bangers. I'd say Haunted Ground's predictable scares. Now Clock Tower PS1. I'd say it has at least one scary part. Or might dribble your pants. Honestly, a lot of times when Scissor Man shows up, it can be pretty frightening. Now, the graphics haven't aged that well in this particular game. I'd say probably it has at least one scary part, Clock Tower. System Shock 2. Okay, this is one of the bigger games. So System Shock 2, I think is quite scary. I think it's definitely up there with Silent Hill 4: The Room. System Shock 2 is like it's a little more actiony. Like it's similar to like, it's got a lot of weapons. There's a lot of ways to defend yourself. But regardless, System Shock 2 is scary. When it came out, it was known to be one of the like scarier games ever made. But as it stands right now, I don't think, compared to like all the other things that are going to be on this list, I don't think it's like too scary. But there are some sections that scared the shit out of me in System Shock 2 when I played, at least. By the way, if you're just getting here, this is about scariest games, not like how good they are, you know what I mean? Let's see, Dead Space. So let's pick which Dead Space is the scariest? Probably Remake. Dead Space Remake. Okay, wait, is this a hot take? Guys, is this a hot take? I think Dead Space is one of the scariest games ever made. Now, I know there's many ways to defend yourself, but if you're brand new to like horror games and you play Dead Space, man, okay, I'm putting it here. Why I think it's one of the scariest games is because every time an enemy shows up, it's basically a jump scare. It's an exhilarating jump scare that gets your adrenaline going, especially near the start of the game. And unlike a lot of other scary games, like Five Nights at Freddy's, let's say, you can't just cower in fear. You can't just like plug your eyes and wait for the scary part to be gone. You have to play. That's the scariest part about it. Like when that crazy monster shows up that's screaming bloody murder and swinging its like 10 limbs around, you have to fight it. You can't, like, you can try and run, it'll catch you, or another one will cut you off, or it will cut you off. I think Dead Space does like scares extremely well. When I was a kid, when I first played Dead Space, I thought it was super scary. It scared the hell out of me. Yeah, exactly. Sound design plays a really good part in Dead Space, for scaring the player as well. I think Dead Space is easily one of the scariest games. This is fun, actually. I just read this. 815 images. Whew. Well, we're not doing all 800 games. I'm skipping most of them. But yeah, Dead Space, if you're looking to get scared and you've never played Dead Space, it's easily one of the scariest games. No. All right, so the Alien games. I'd say Alien Isolation is the scariest. Although, me and my brothers rented Alien, I think it was Trilogy on the Jaguar. And whoo, it scared the hell out of me. Alien Isolation, it's either top of pretty scary or bottom of scariest. What do you guys think? I think Alien Isolation is probably scariest. People regard Alien Isolation, like, it didn't scare me a ton, but I can put myself aside and understand that it is extremely scary. Like, again, like most of these games, I keep referring to the first few segments of the game. Like, man, that first part when you're waiting for the train to arrive and the intense music is playing and most players are just sitting there like scared out of their wits. Like they can't even move. And you know what? I didn't know this until I started speedrunning this game, but I thought in that first segment when you're waiting for the train, the alien couldn't show up. Like I just thought he couldn't. And he can. Well, the first time I ever speedran the game, I was just running around like an idiot waiting for the train. And when I went into the train and closed the door, I turned around. He was right there waiting for me. And I was just like, what the hell? I didn't even know he could show up at that part. But yeah, there's a lot of moments in Alien Isolation that are very scary. Okay. Bray Hill Instant is here. I wish I could shoot this game. Overblood, that's a classic. Signalis, that's a great game. Soma. I am not the right person to ask about Soma, but I know it's a classic. Where should we put it, guys? I'd say it's probably pretty scary. I've played it before, but I just can't remember it. I don't think it's scarier than Alien. Another thing about Alien, by the way, before I drop this down, is it's similar to Dead Space, where eventually in Alien Isolation you have to start like mustering up the courage to fight the enemy, which is also adds to the scares. I'd say Soma is ahead of Madison. It's probably right there with Visage, honestly. One of those walking, like, borderline walking sims that is spooky. Dribble? You think Dribble? Yeah, this one's tough for me to say because I haven't played it in so long. Let's put it... I'd say let's put it here. This is what I think. But again, I haven't played it in a long time. Alright. BioShock, eh. Eternal Darkness. Let's give Eternal Darkness some praise. It has at least one scary part, I think. And you know that part I'm thinking of? The bathroom, the bathtub. When you touch the bathtub, it's a whoa! And there's the girl in there and it just is a jump scare. I think it has at least one scare. Eternal Darkness can be a spooky game. I love Eternal Darkness. D&D 2. So, and oh, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2. I don't know, actually. I don't know. In terms of being scary, yeah, I think it might dribble your pants. The atmosphere is really good in Alan Wake. The sound design is very good. And there are literal jump scares. I don't think it's as scary as System Shock 2. But I definitely don't think it's pretty scary and not even close to one of the scariest games. But I think it's a might dribble your pants. Being scared is a nostalgic memory. Too dead inside now. Yeah, Kool-Aid man. Well, I actually still get scared from some things. Yeah, D&D 2. I love these games, but I don't know where I could put them on the list. I don't think they're that scary. Let's see. Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Back 4 Blood, Redfall. Shittiest games of all time. Redfall #1. Shittiest games of all time. Thank you, C418, for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. House of the Dead. Guys, just bonk me if you think I skipped an actual scary game. Dying Light, no. Walking Dead, Last of Us, Last of Us Part 1 could definitely go on there. Last of Us. It could definitely go on the list. I think at least one scary part's fine for Last of Us. When you're first encountering the clickers, it's pretty scary. Like that part that's like, I forget the exact location, but like at the first batch of clickers you find, where at the dark under, like the underpass or wherever you are. Like, oh no, you're in like a shopping center and you have to get by them. That part's scary. So I think at least one scary part. And some of you said Last of Us 2, or a couple of you, but I think Last of Us 1. I think Last of Us 2 is way less scary if you've played the first one. Siren and Fatal Frame. Yeah, I don't think we've seen them yet. Condemned. We could put that on there. I'd say Condemned. I'd say Condemned is pretty spooky sometimes. Might dribble your pants? It's at least one scary part or might dribble your pants. I think. Condemned is at least dribble. I agree. I'd say Condemned is at least dribble. Look at Silent Hill 4. That's the highest it's ever been on one of my tier lists. All right. Where were we? Okay, a Fatal Frame game. A Fatal Frame game. So I would say probably the scariest Fatal Frame game, in my opinion, is probably 2. Would you guys say? Where's Ascension? It's actually on here. I'd say Fatal Frame 2. And I would say... It's either pretty scary or might dribble your pants. I think okay, this is my opinion. I guess I'm doing the tier list with you guys, but in my opinion, I think it's like right there with Silent Hill 4 The Room. It's got that like same scary vibe style to it. But I think it's scarier than Silent Hill 4. Yeah, I'd say this is good. Okay. Nightmare Creatures, like those games, but they're not scary. I haven't played Condemned 2, but I'm gonna. So we're just doing 1 to 2 games per franchise. At least right now. Siren. Well, I have to put Siren on here, because it's a classic. Condemned 2 is not great. Uh-oh. System Shock 1 remake is scary AF. I agree. Which is the scariest Siren? This is on you guys. This is on you guys. This is on you guys. Siren probably has at least one scary part. This, by the way, this isn't about best games, guys. This is about scariest games. I'll put it here. I've played Siren. I just... I hate Siren. I actually hate that game. But we'll put it here. It can be scary. I agree. Bloodborne is not scary. Ah, here we go. Cry of Fear. All right, Cry of Fear, if you guys don't know, oh god, I might even put it number 1. I think Cry of Fear is... It's definitely scariest games. There's not even a question. Cry of Fear is an absolute classic. It is extremely scary. Got Bloodborne? Seriously? Oh yeah. If you guys don't know, like, Cry of Fear is super high up there. If you know your shit about horror, like if you're in like deep knitted in like the horror community, Cry of Fear is like, when this came out on YouTube, woo, very scary. It is free, but I'm not giving games extra points because I'm just basically purely on being scared. I think Cry of Fear is probably, I'm not sure exactly where to put it, but it definitely needs to go in the scariest games. But if you guys ever play Cry of Fear, it's basically, this sounds so stupid. It's basically like a Half-Life mod kind of game, which sounds dumb, but it's very scary. Very scary. It even scared me, so. Dude, I hope Subnautica's on here. What the hell are the... Oh, Corpse Party. Give me 1 sec. No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Pro Country, it's a great game. There's some great games here. Lost of Viva, that's a great game. Scorn. I'm trying to stick to the good games. Parasite Eve. I love this game, but I don't know if it's scary. The Thing. The Thing can be scary. I'll drag this up here. I think it has at least one scary part. I played this when it came out, by the way. I played The Thing on PS2, I think it was. And yeah, man, when the first time one of your teammates changes, I near shat my pants. Okay. Illbleed, I love that game. Well, okay, that's a stretch. See, guys, when I say I love or hate a game, for the love of God, just take it with a grain of salt. I just said I loved Illbleed. And if I didn't have the brain capacity right now to correct myself, we would have rolled with that. I actually fucking hate this game. Okay, no, actually, no. I don't hate or love it. Illbleed has some cool ideas, but... See, that's how easy it is for me to switch up. Oh, I love this game. I fucking hate this game. That's why in tier lists, at the start of most tier lists, I'm like, listen to what I say about the game. Don't look at where I place it. Listening to what I say is way more important. Not for this one, because this was just a fun Halloween thing. So for Outlast, I'd say we could all agree it's Outlast, right? If not Outlast, then Whistleblower. I think, okay, in my opinion, Outlast one was the scariest. I like the second one more. But Outlast, you know, it's definitely in the, I don't think it's scariest. But I think it's I think it's scarier than Soma. I look back at Outlast with angry thoughts. Like, you know, when games reach a certain popularity, like Five Nights at Freddy's is a good example, or Outlast or Amnesia, some people start to get very resentful of the game and disregard its credibility for the things that it may have done well. But I think Outlast, when all is said and done, is a pretty scary game. It's got a lot of jump scares. It's got a lot of tense moments. And even when there's like gore, it's pretty gross. Outlast can definitely be scary. And it sort of pioneered the whole like looking through the camera with the night vision on. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the forest. Sorry, I just seen it going down. I'd say forest is either pretty scary or might dribble your pants. I think the forest is... What, did you guys say? Dribble? I'd say dribble. Those caves, bro. Yeah, I think those caves, bro. I agree. I agree. Those caves, bro. It almost feels like similar to Condemned. With the scares, I mean. With like its approach to scaring the player. Okay. Alright, this Resident Evil save themes has served its purpose. Alright, what's next? So, The Ring, Terror's Realm. If this was a list for shittiest horror games ever made, this would be S++ tier. This game, dude, okay, I rated someone a couple days ago, playing this game named Pixel Kiwi, and before I rated her, I was like, this is one of the worst games I've ever played. I'm just rating her to hear the like monotonous music. Well, she's an awesome streamer too and a great cosplayer and stuff, but I'm rating her because this game is fucking horrible. So I rate her and she's like, this is the worst. One of the first things she said, she's like, this is the worst game I ever played. And it was a great transition from me being like, all right guys, I'm rating Pixel Kiwi because she's playing one of the worst games I've ever played. Then the raid goes off. Oh, hey, Bawk, thanks for the raid. This is one of the worst games I've ever, or the worst game I've ever played. It's so bad. I hate this fucking game. It's horrible. There she is, Pixel Kiwi. Look. Your favorite game. That game is so bad. Oh my god. What is this? I don't know what that is, or this, or this. Layers of Fear Bloober, eh? Bloober, eh? Bloober, huh? Do you guys think I should put Layers of Fear on there? I haven't played all these. Honestly, so far up to this point, I've played a lot of the games on this list. I think Layers of Fear, I don't know. It's iconic. Yeah, let's just drag it on here. In my opinion, I'd say predictable scares. Or at least one scary part, one of the two. Predictable scares, Rip Bloober. I'm doing it here. Cause like, it, well, no, you know what? No. Stop, I need to stop. When I first played Layers of Fear, I was scared. When you first go into the mansion, you look around a little, I was a little scared. I'd say it was a little scary. Bottom of this. Poor hunting ground. We need some not very scary games. Evil Within. We gotta put this on here. It's a classic. Evil Within. So, it definitely has at least one scary part, and I think that scary part is when the long-haired lady shows up. It's pretty intense. It's definitely not scary. It's not like a super scary game, but no puppet combo. I hope there is. Nun Massacre is going right at the fucking top. Right at the top. Laura, okay. Yeah, the Laura boss fight. I'd say here's good. Evil Within, by the way, you know what? You know what's crazy? I'm just now thinking this. Evil Within is probably was slightly inspired by Eternal Darkness, because they're like same idea, you know, with the psychological horror. Dude, I gotta check if Nun Massacre is here. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N. Wait, what happened to... They were going in alphabetical order. What happened to the N? M? Okay, what are all these weeb games? Like, what is this? What, is it just all Corpse Party? Fear. Yeah, I should add Fear. I'm sorry. You guys keep mentioning Fear. I've just never played it. Don't shoot. Where is it? A, B, C, D, E, F. Oh yeah, it's not in alphabetical. Shit. Yeah, I feel like Fear... It's definitely back and forth. I know I was around when Fear 1 came out and people were terrified of it. Like, they were like, oh man, it's so scary. But in terms of the scares, I feel like it hasn't aged super well. Because as time went on, like when it first came out, people were like going on about how scary it was. But as time went on, I feel like people got way less so. But everyone still hails it as a classic. All right. I need to catch my bearings. Okay, all this, we need to scroll through this weeb shit. I haven't played Manhunt enough to know where to put that. Not that like weeb shit shouldn't be included. I just haven't played. There's only one like weeby game I've played for horror. I feel like a fucking grandpa right now with this cosplay on. What is all this? Oh, I played Witch's House. It's really good. I like Witch's House a lot. That's a great game. That's a great game. Amy, Home Sweet Home. Yeah, Home Sweet Home was decent. Daymare. Oh my god, Eileen's is on here. Jesus. Saw is not scary. Suffering. I'll take the Suffering. I played this enough to know. I'd say it has at least one scary part. Feels like it's right there with Evil Within and Eternal Darkness. The Suffering is that same kind of thing where there's quite a bit of action, but every monster is like pretty aggressive and slightly scary. The first of this game is pretty scary. All right, where's the weeb stuff? There it is. Kiss Psycho Circus. Deadly Premonition, not scary. Among the Sleep, that is a scary game. Mortuary Assistant. S tier scares right here. All right, where's Nun Massacre? Can we cut the shit? Fear and Hunger, I haven't played it. Doom 3, where is that? Okay, release Doom 3. Release Doom 3. I'm talking release day. All right, not when it got patched later, not when it got re-released. When you had to carry the flashlight in a separate hand, this game was fucking scary, okay? Now, I hope if people watch this video, it's gonna be pretty long, but if people watch this video, I hope they could scroll to this part and hear me out on Doom 3. Man, when it first came out, it was really fucking scary, like super scary. It scared the hell out of me, man. And I was older by that point too. I wasn't like a kid anymore. I played a lot of games on this list already, and Doom 3, man, it was scary. It was a very scary game. I know some people might be thinking that's a joke right now, but it wasn't. If you have never played Doom 3, it's not like the other Doom games. It's very slow paced off the bat. Like the first few hours are just like a straight horror game. It scared the shit out of me. I couldn't even play it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't beat it. My brother let me play his copy, and I was just like, the first couple zombies, dude. Like how it was presented with the flashlight and like really dark. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Honestly, I'm moving it even further up. Move it, Forrest. All right. Man, Doom 3, dude. Good memories. I don't really like the game a lot, but I can't deny it was really scary when it came out. Call of Duty Zombies. The Quarry. Great game. Until Dawn. Yeah, let's put it up there. It's a classic. I've played a lot of it, but it's predictable. I don't think it's scary. You guys agree? Honestly, it might even go into the not very... Can we finally put a thing in not very scary? I don't think it's very scary. It's a bit scary, yeah. See, it's not very scary. Dude, wait. One extremely scary segment. We gotta add more stuff to that. I keep forgetting about that stat. I'll keep my eye. I'll try and remember though. When Doom 3 released at XP, the graphics were a huge step up in horror games. The lighting and noises that were next level back then. That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's definitely one huge part of it. I've never played Fear. That's why I haven't put it on there. Song of Horror. Good game. So, never played Hellblade. How close are we to the bottom? Not crazy close. Ooh, Ooh, From the Darkness, man. This game, is this what I'm thinking about? What, you're in the apartment building and it's pitch black and you get trapped in the person's apartment? This game's fucking scary. I'm putting it, it's at least there. That game scared the shit out of me, man. That game is like insanely scary. Fuck, man, I'm moving it up. I don't even care. It's like a super indie game, like one of the, I'm pretty sure it's like $2 on Steam, but trust me, I'm making this list for people that want to play games that are gonna scare them, and From the Darkness, man, that game is scary as shit. I'm not gonna say anything else about it because yeah, you're in an apartment, good luck. Okay, Phasmophobia. You know what? We gotta put Phasmo up there. I've played it a ton. And multiplayer, okay, I think Phasmo, like if you played the hell out of it, it's not scary. What's like, I need to scratch my eye. If you played the hell out of Phasmo, it's not scary, obviously. But when the first like probably 10 hours of Phasmo that I've ever played, like, man, you gotta give Phasmo props. You gotta give Phasmo props because multiplayer, name a scary multiplayer horror game. What? Lethal Company, Phasmo. Like, there's like a couple. Phasmo broke that mold, and Dead by Daylight, yeah. Phasmo broke that mold and made an actual scary multiplayer game. League of Legends, yeah, that's scary for, like, if your friend plays League of Legends, that's terrifying for their, be scared for their mental health, because that is terrifying. I love League, though. League will always have a soft spot in my heart, but it does ruin your, it ruins your mental health. Not healthy for you. No, if you have the time to waste and stuff, sure. But yeah, League would definitely be in scariest games. Psychological horror. Alright, I think Phasmo might dribble your pants. This is, I gotta move this. It's making me queasy, dude. I haven't played Soma enough. Sorry, it's the only one that on the whole list that I just keep looking at every time I go up, and I'm just like, I can't. All right. Where is Nun Massacre? I can't believe it's not here, dude. Is it here? There it is. All right. I don't care what you guys say. Nun Massacre. There. Guys, that game, when I play Nun Massacre, I am literally like this. I can't even fucking play, dude. I can't even listen, this would be rage bait, but God, man. Oof. Nun Massacre is scary as hell. It's scary as fuck. Loud equals scary. Yeah, I know you guys are gonna say that, but you know what? Loud equals, yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna get into it. The music is from a game called No, I'm Not Human. It's the one song in the game. Okay. Sorry, I had to get that out of the way. Nun Massacre is scary as bologna sandwiches. Harvester can go shoot itself in the foot. This game right here, Phantasmagoria 2, A Puzzle of Flesh, one of my favorite horror games ever. It's shit. Like, I don't recommend you play it. I do recommend you play it, but it's hard to get into. because it's like, it's an FMV game, but man, I love this game so much. It's so good. It's so bad, but it's so bad it's so good. Like, it's the best, man. I love this game. Like, I think it'd probably make it in my top like 50 games of all time. Game is so good. God, I have such good memories of streaming that. I rewatch the stream sometimes. I must have rewatched like at least 3 times. Hexen's a classic. I love that game, but it's not scary. What is this? These are not scary. This is scarily bad. This is also scarily bad. They're the NES games. Scratches. I really want to play that. I hear it's really good. Nosferatu is extremely good. Love this game. Guys, if you have never played Nosferatu, write it down, wishlist it on Steam or something. Nosferatu is underrated as hell. It's underrated as hell. It's a first-person game where you rescue people from Nosferatu's castle. It's so good. It's so good. Nosferatu needs a remake? 1000%, dude. Nosferatu is insanely good. Insanely good. Bad mojo. That I hate. You play as a cockroach in that game. And it's just you play as a cockroach. And it's like FMV style. And it's so disgustingly bad. Clive Barker's Undying. Which is the one that when you touch the door, he goes, won't budge. Needs a key. Blood. So Blood's a very good first person game, but I don't think it's scary. Well, Alone in the Dark is a classic, so we got to put it on there. Well, Alone in the Dark or Alone in the Dark: A New Nightmare? New Nightmare? Thank you, Paul Saliva. Thank you, Boondock Joker. The Eyes of Horror game? I'll need to look that up. You heard I didn't dress as Leon for RE4. Well, I cut the Leon hair, so I screwed myself out of that. Which is the bad Alone in the Dark game? Which is the bad one? Broski. This is the one you're probably thinking of, though. The one for Wii. But like Alone in the Dark is a weird franchise, guys. So the first one's like, it sort of pioneered survival horror. I think it was before Resident Evil 1 too. So, like this is like the most bare bones a survival horror game can possibly get. And then this one's like a Western, or this one's like I can forget. This is a Western and this is a Mafia game. Like this trilogy is legitimately, if there was a tier list for weird fucking trilogies, S+ tier. Alone in the Dark 1, 2, and 3. Like those games are so like, trust me, you boot up Alone in the Dark 2 and 3 after playing the first game and you're just gonna be like, what the fuck am I looking at? I will move on though. Alone in the Dark: New Nightmare. So I don't think this is scary. I think this can join predictable scares with Haunting Ground. Okay. Needs a key. Amnesia. Okay, hot take. I don't care. This is my list, fellers. I'm actually putting Amnesia the Bunker on here because I think it's way better than Amnesia. I think it's way better than Amnesia 1 and 2. That might be a hot take, but no shit's given. And it's also scary, unlike... Oh, wow. I thought you guys would be the opposite. I thought it would be like, nah, brah. Amnesia 1's a classic. I see. That's true, Elmer. Dude, Amnesia the Bunker? It's definitely in at least my dribble. But I honestly think pretty scary. I think it's a pretty scary game. I'm thinking here. I loved Amnesia the Bunker. Honestly, I don't like Amnesia 1 much. I think it's all right. Amnesia 2, same thing. Machine for Pigs, fucking game for pigs. Bunker though, really, really surprised me. I was shocked. I think Bunker's like fucking amazing, man. Love that game. It was so good. Like everything about the Bunker, I thought it was just like a solid game and scary, which this list is about being scary, not being a good game, but fortunately for that game, it's got both. Man, we need to find a terrible game that's scary, but we're about to, so. I don't think Five Nights is terrible, but I know that this chat hates Five Nights at Freddy's. So scariest Five Nights at Freddy's game. Scariest FNAF game is either it's one of the first three. This is the most controversial pick I could possibly do. I'd say, yeah, see how divisive it is? Yeah, 1 through 4 probably, but I don't know, man. We could just go with the classic. I think they all are pretty like similar in terms of scares. Actually, let me put some thought into this. 1 just has the 2 basic doors. 2, you have to light up the flashlight, which adds some extra scariness. Why not add both? Because it's between 1 through 4. So, 4 you do have. 4 is, yeah, 4 is. You guys are actually turning me. 4 is probably the scary one. Yeah, 4, you know what? I think you guys are right. 4 is actually scary. I have been swayed. I'd say 4. I'd say it's in Dribble Your Pants. 4 is pretty scary. 4 is the kids' room, yeah. 1 is more iconic, 4 is scarier, yeah. I agree. I personally thought it was scary. Did you guys? Pretty scary? I thought it was. Like, every time you have to turn on the flashlight to see if the monster's there, I'm just like, fuck. Alright. I hate to admit it, but yeah, same. I hate to admit it too, but I think it's pretty scary. Alright. That was fun. I like Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's, by the way, if you're new to the channel or whatever else, it's one of those games that I love, but I know most of my community does not share that. Like, because I play all the games, and every time I do, you know, half the chat's like, yes! And the other half's like, God damn it! Okay. So, Emily wants to play. Try not to do too many indie games, but Emily Wants to Play was scary. These games I really liked. Emily Wants to Play 1 and 2. Like, those are 2 games that I wish there were more indie games that were, like, scary in that way. Where it's like a cheap game, but it's fun and it's scary. Those are surprisingly rare. There's a lot of cheap horror games, but they're not scary or fun. Power Drill Massacre. Ugh. I don't know if I want to touch that. Let me just keep looking for a sec. So, okay. So, these are all of the puppet combo games. So, Power Drill Massacre, Deadly Night. What the hell is this? The Riverside Factory. Or Babysitter Bloodbath, A Blood Wash, Glass Staircase, Night Ripper, Night Shift, Scary Tales, Feed Me Billy. Feed Me Billy, by the way, that's this game. But of all these games, I think Murder House is Murder House is really good, but my favorite and also the scariest is Stay Out of the House, which is very similar to Nun Massacre. I don't think this is as scary as Nun Massacre, but I think Stay Out of the... So this list is about like My personal opinion, but plus I'm thinking about like fresh players getting into horror. Stay out of the house is scary. And just like Dead Space, when the scares show up, you have to battle them. You have to like figure out a way to get out of there or fight them. And fighting inside of the house is terrifying because you are at an extreme disadvantage. But I think this game is very scary, or pretty scary. Stay out of the house is spooky. Say my name, Candy. Walter. 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 Message below Dead Space Story 7 hot take. Yeah. Man, we're just trucking along. Okay, what's next? Fun fact, Babysitter Bloodbath was one of the first, like, random free horror games I ever played, and it scared me to death. Man, this game scared the hell out of me. Some of you guys weren't around when I was actually still terrified of games. Alright, so here's Chillizart games. So I'm trying to do, like, one per franchise. Chillizart is basically all the same thing. I would say there isn't even a question about it. The scariest Chillizart game is, in my opinion, Akamanto. Like, not even close. Am I crazy? Night Delivery. I'll add 2. Oh yeah, I said I would do 2. Night Delivery. Maybe we could add it to one extremely scary segment. I don't know. I think Night Delivery is actually scary. But, like, I agree with you guys. Night Delivery was scary. I was scared by it. If I'm scared by it, it's a scary game. That's not 100% true, but like, it's rare that I get scared. But at the same time, I'm very self-aware. I know stupid shit scares me. So, like, that's why it's not a one-to-one. Like, oh, if I get scared by it, it's scary. And I'm sitting there playing, like, this $2 Minecraft game from Game Jolt, like, shitting my pants. I get it. But... okay. And then we have the really scary one, which is Akamanto. So why is this really scary? Why do I say this game is pretty scary? A lot of you probably don't know what this is. So this is one of Chillizart's first games. It was their first, like, big game. And why do I think it's scary? Well, I think it's scary because it's exactly like Nun Massacre. It's like Nun Massacre. It's Nun Massacre. It's basically just Nun Massacre. But I don't think it's as scary as Nun Massacre. Like, the atmosphere doesn't build up nearly as well in this game. In Nun, there's this prequel, and then you have to make your way up to the mountain and get to the building, and then there's this dead silence. In this game, within 10 seconds, you see the killer, and the super loud music plays, and they're already after you. Like, I don't think it's as scary, because you could get over it really quick. But Nun Massacre does that build up really well. Like the prequel and then the trip to the cathedral, or the school, sorry, like way, way better. But Akamanto is still scary. I've played through that game twice. It's Spook Duke. But yeah, I love Convenience Store, love Closing Shift, love Parasocial, Ghost Train, Missing Children's good. Night Security's awesome. Like, the Kidnap is decent. Yukiana, that's a scary game too, by the way. This game sucks dick though, but all the other ones are good. We gotta add at least one Fears to Fathom. I would say the scariest Fears to Fathom game, would you guys say is the Watchtower one? I think it's the Watchtower. It's the first one or the Watchtower one for me. Watchtower... the new one, they're all scary. I think Fears to Fathom's just a franchise. Like, I would put them all in the same tier, honestly. But let's do Watchtower because this one's my favorite. I think they're... I don't know if it's pretty scary. I'd say it might dribble your pants. Might dribble? Thank you, Panther. I think might dribble. Dude. Look, don't scream. Evil nun. Oh my God. Slender, where is it? Where's Slender? Oh. God, I shouldn't have grabbed this one. I don't know. So, okay, what do you guys think? No one else is saying anything either. Yeah, look, dead silent. At least one scary part? Yeah, when you pick up the page. I don't know, man. I like, fuck, dude. This is, in my brain, it's like, it could go from pretty scary to just like not even on the list. I don't even know, man. It's predictable. Yeah. Okay, guys. I played Slender. Listen. I played Slender like a few weeks back. What, like probably literally a month ago. And me and also all of chat, I think we were all taken back by how shittily that has aged. That game has aged like a fucking sack of dog shit with milk in it. Like, that game is... I beat it, by the way. I played it for like 2 hours straight and beat it. It's not good anymore. I know it's a classic, but it's like one of those perfect examples of a game that was legendary when it came out, and you go back and watch it now and you're just thinking like, fuck, this is aged like shit. I honestly probably should have just did the other Slender game, which is actually a decent game. Has this game even come out yet? Still Wakes the Deep, the Scottish game. That one's really good. Doritos, never played it. Where's Granny? Deathground isn't out yet. This game sucks. Boom. That didn't take long. So now I could just surf the list really quick and add some stuff that I didn't add, but I wanted to get all the like classics out of the way. Like all the like actual like, you know. No Granny. Yeah, where's... Dude, is Granny not here? Just pretend Grey Hill Incident's Granny and call it a day. I don't think there's any other games on this list that desperately need to be on there. By the way, weren't adding very many Resident Evil or Silent Hills because there's too many. Martian Gothic is here. Thank you, Lil Hulk Boy. Thank you. Why is Hunt the Showdown on here? Everything on here, this is like a horror game tier list, or this is a horror game list, which I changed into scariest games. So that's why a lot of these aren't scary, but there's a lot of horror games. There's a lot of House of the Deads. Yeah, so no Subnautica, no Granny. Never played Echo Knight. No Subnautica and no Granny. Yeah, I think I added everything I personally want to add to the list. For things I've played or things I think are scary. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Is there anything that needs to be moved? RE7 being the scariest game is so weird to me. But honestly, when played with the VR headset and when all is said and done, I think it is pretty scary. Yeah, I like this. Well, Silent Hill 1 and 3 are on here. I mean, okay, we could top this list off by placing the Silent Hill games, but I feel like they're all just going the same place, you know? Same with Resident Evil, like... Here, I'll place one of them, okay? There. All right. There. Okay, fellers. That was beautiful. Thank you for joining me for this. Bye, YouTube!